The Oklahoma Sooners finally get a win over Jimbo Fisher, and we can finally pop the champagne and celebrate and, enjoy our Martin Luther King Day. I know some people have off. I know I do. Some people are still working. But it's a great Monday to be alive, and it's a great Monday to be a Sooners fan. Before we jump into it, please go ahead, hit that like and the subscribe button. Let me know what you all are thinking down in the comments below. So, although it's not necessarily a win on the recruiting trail, it's not a 5-star recruit, Oklahoma does take the former 3-star tight end Blake Smith from Texas A&M. Blake Smith entered the transfer portal on December 5th, and this is a guy, he's 6'4", 255 pounds from Southlake, Texas. He is a sophomore, so he's got 2 more years of eligibility after this one. And, there's, I think, a potential that you could see some production from this guy. When you look at his times in high school, because he did run a little bit of track, he ran a 5.2 240. He had a 29-inch vertical. This is a guy that ultimately could come in, maybe be a little bit more of a pass blocking tight end, if that makes sense a little bit. But Blake Smith was a guy that was actually being recruited by several, I would say, pretty good schools across the country. You'd seen Alabama, Jeff Banks and Steve Sarkisian. They were on this recruitment. You saw Kansas State, and, Kansas State is able to utilize tight ends, I think, better than anybody else in the country. Florida State was in there. You saw Michigan. You saw Miami. You saw Ohio State, Oklahoma State, Nebraska, TCU, South Carolina, Utah, Washington, just to name a few. And so for Oklahoma to be able to go out and get a guy like this, add a little bit more depth to their tight end room throughout the portal, this is important for the Sooners. And like I said, potentially being able to get somebody that could come in and be a pass-blocking tight end as well. You add a little bit more different skill levels to this room. And again, like I said, depth. But for Sooner fans, we finally got one from Jimbo Fisher. Now we just need to continue to get more, and hopefully some of these guys into the portal, or maybe Texas A&M is finally getting it together down there at College Station. Even though I think a lot of us would not like to admit that. So go ahead, jump down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys are thinking about the recent addition of Blake Smith to the Oklahoma Sooners through the transfer portal.